In the swamp, a man gropes around, and suddenly the Hydra peeks out of the water, and the man swings his sword to kill them. The man takes on the Boar King again and eventually kills him with a club. But the strongest enemy he encounters is this giant lion, whose mouth is still open. The man is Hercules, son of Zeus, born of the god King Zeus and a mortal woman. The king drugged Hercules' wine and put in 3 vicious wolves that bit his wife and children after he passed out. When Hercules woke up, he found his hands covered in blood, thought he had killed his wife and child, blamed himself and was banished. From then on, working as a mercenary, one day, a group of pirates captured his nephew. The moment of crisis, Hercules solved the gang of pirates. At the bar, a princess whose country is being invaded asks Hercules for help and also offers him a generous reward. The king tells Hercules about their enemies, who burn and pillage wherever they go. The king's troops are basically made up of peasants, and Hercules has to train these peasant soldiers to become real warriors first. The enemy invaded again. Forced by the king's pressure, the group traveled to the border. Suddenly, countless ambushed green savages came out from the ground one after another, and they fell into the enemy's ambush circle. This big guy wanted to fight Hercules alone. Hercules used the arrow hidden in his hand to insert directly into the forehead of the other party. The battle was in full swing. Old warrior, bring in a chariot. Spreading the sharp blades on both sides, he decimated a number of enemies. Eventually won the victory, but the army suffered heavy losses. Hercules accused the king to his face that he shouldn't have put soldiers who hadn't yet been trained into battle. In a short time, the soldiers had become qualified fighters. The time for the duel came, and the legendary enemy appeared, but the king's army was not what it used to be, and the enemy soon collapsed. The leader of the enemy army is escorted back to the palace, where he asks Hercules why he is aiding and abetting the enemy, which Hercules does not understand. Hercules captures the princess and questions her and learns that it turns out the old king was the real aggressor, and he used the princess's son as a threatening male. They were furious, but there was nothing they could do but take their payment and leave. On the way back, the desperate eyes of the people make Hercules decide to stay. Hercules and the others kill their way back to the palace again, and in the next second, a group of soldiers who had already been ambushed suddenly rushed out. He secretly hid in a canine tooth, and then was knocked out by a hard blow and put into the dungeon. When Hercules came to his senses, 3 vicious wolves appeared in front of him. The king of Athens, who had made an alliance with the old king, was ready to unite and conquer all of Greece. He confesses that he killed Hercules' wife and son because he was jealous of Hercules' talent, and in an instant Hercules breaks free from his chains and saves the princess, who is about to be beheaded. The 3 evil wolves are eventually finished off. Hercules drew the sword of the king of Athens and avenged his wife and son. The old king with his soldiers blocked the way, and several people could only run towards the idol. They push over the fire pit and form the area. At the moment, Hercules saw the huge idol, only to see him push the idol as hard as he could. The idol began to collapse. The soldiers were all scared away. The old king tried to stop it, but the idol's head smashed right in. As the smoke clears, Hercules appears and the soldiers drop their weapons and kneel down.